everybody! Hi guys!
Stay strong.
Stay safe.
Stay safe. Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe everyone. Stay together. Stay hydrated. Stay strong, stay safe, stay at home. Stay at home, yeah? Stay at home.
くれぐれもお体をお大事に。
Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to everyone. I am Diana from IK Academy and I would like to welcome all of you to our webinar of the Learn with IK Live series organized by our iClub by IK community page in Facebook. Do join our community page and don't forget to invite other people so that everyone can gain something beneficial from it. Just go to the page and click join. As a friendly reminder, please register yourself through Eventbrite to make sure that you won't miss any notification for our upcoming events and as the record purposes that you have joined our webinar today. If you have any question to ask about this, just type in comment. Our crew will attend to your question and don't forget to type hashtag IK Academy. I would like to say thank you to all our returning audience and to those who are new and this is the first time you heard about us. We are a technical training provider. At IK Academy, we train and we integrate knowledge technically. Neutrality is our priority. We are totally brand neutral with a strict focus on education. Our training programs cover power, maintenance, environment, building facilities, mechanical, electrical, project management, and more. We are committed to provide the best learning experience to everyone. We believe learning is a lifelong process. Before we proceed with our webinar today, please like and share this live webinar with those who you think will be interested with our sharing today. You may click the share button and share directly to your FB page, or you may share around via link via WhatsApp, Telegram, or any medium that you may find, as long as it can reach to as many people as possible. And also, please type hashtag IK Academy in comment to show your supports and also your presence today. So today, we will have a webinar with the title of A Strategic Approach to Facilities Management. Our invited speaker, 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺, will share his knowledge and experience with us today. He has 45 years of experience in several areas in the engineering and construction and facilities industry, which give him the vast experience, know-how, and expertise in the field of civil engineering, project management, construction supervision, contract management, facilities management, maintenance management, and the designs of buildings, structures, and civil engineering work like roads, highways, STPs, water reticulation system, and sewerage network system. Graduated with honors with a Bachelor of Science from the University of Manchester, UK in Civil Engineering and an MBA from Henley Management College, Reading University, UK. He is a professional engineer with practicing certificate PEPC with the Board of Engineers Malaysia and a fellow with the Institution of Engineers Malaysia. He is also a chartered engineer with Engineering Council UK, a member with the Institution of Civil Engineering UK, and a member of the Malaysian Institution of Management. We are delightful to have 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺 together with us today. So 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺, you can switch on your camera and also unmute your mic. Hello. Morning, 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺.
Hi.
Yep. Yeah. How are you? So I hope you are doing just fine for today, right? So is there anything you want to add up about your profile, just in case I miss out any point that's important?
I think
yeah.
illustrated very well.
Okay, thank you for that. So to everyone here, please say hello to 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺 by typing in comment, and also don't forget to type hashtag IK Academy. So again, before we proceed the webinar, I will appreciate your help to like and share this live show to everyone that you can think of, or probably you can share in your community page in Facebook, LinkedIn, or anywhere else now, so that they can join us together. And if you have any questions throughout the webinar, feel free to type your question in comment section anytime, and I will read out your question accordingly. So I guess that's all from my introduction. 𝗔𝗰𝗱𝗺𝗆𝗺, I think you may share your slide and I shall leave the screen for you. You may proceed with your presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, anything you just call me, yeah?
Okay.
Okay. Try share your screen. Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
You can see the slide already, yeah?
Yes, I can see. Okay.
So today's subject is a webinar for a strategic approach to facilities management. Okay. So as Diana has been saying, I've been in the industry for 45 years, and I've been in the industry, but the subjects and all these things. I've been a consultant engineer. I have been a project management in the construction company. I have been also a facility, not so many as a manager, but more as a consultant to the clients, and also advisor to facility management in one of the developer companies, very big company in Malaysia. So all this exposure leads me to be very well versed in the form of the facilities management from beginning to end. In fact, when we build a project, the moment you start building a project, you really start to think about facilities in that particular project. Like for instance, a building, or even the road system. All this has certain degree of facilities that involve maintenance and looking after, so that you maintain the facility to be in good working condition all the time. So how do we look after the facilities for the life of the asset itself, you see. So my exposure has led me in my whole career from the very beginning to the end of facilities, assets, and things like that. So my exposure, of course, started with a consultant engineer, how we design the facility, the structure. For me, I'm a structural engineer. So I design structures for the building and things like that for the building, and then going for contract construction as a contractor, so build the building and all these things. Then I have also the extra benefit of being involved in post-construction period, which is the maintenance and looking after the building, all the assets like the road and things like that. After construction, and then what is happening in facilities management of the particular those assets like buildings, complexes, hospitals, road systems, and all those are things. A lot of engineers has been involved a lot in design of the facilities now, and also a lot have been involved in construction of the thing. But many of these people who are involved in these two areas of building industry, also not many of them get into the facility side. That means post-construction period, what's happening after you construction the buildings or the road system or assets and things like that. You don't know what's happened after. So what happened after also is very important, because during the maintenance of the building, there is some problems that always arises because of people, not to say make mistakes, but more of the oversight. Oversight during the design period, during the construction period, they oversight the thing, because the needs and wants of the facility side may not be in congruence with the design, or the design vice versa. So sometimes when during the maintenance of the operation of the asset, they did not able to do certain things because the design and the construction did not meet up to those requirements in the facility management side. So naturally, on that side, when it comes to the completion, you find that a lot of the owners or the maintenance people of the facility management are needing to do adjustments again to the facilities to cater for their own needs. So this sort of thing happen because there is always a mismatch. There's very or rather a lot of lack of communication between the facility management side with the designers and the constructors. The side. In most instances, it is usually there's no link between these three groups of people, and people tend to overlook or under design or over design. So sometimes this sort of things. So I have the benefit of going through all these stages from beginning to end, seeing the problems that arises between this thing, the lack of knowledge, the oversight and things like that, or overdo. So sometimes they overdo the parts to cater for the facility people, which sometimes they don't really they overdo things like that. So I will go. Of course, my course is covered quite a range. That today is just only highlight certain pertinent issues that you see in facilities management. What ones need to know and do in facilities management, and what one needs to acquire the kind of necessary knowledge when they are managing facilities. People who are involved in facilities management, involved in building management, maintenance and things like that, and what they need to know or need to acquire their expertise, their knowledge, their experiences, and things like that. So I will go. Okay. So definitions in facility management. Okay. So facility management is the management with various disciplines. Yes, definitely various disciplines. People who have the idea that facility management are the people who only involved in maintenance only. But it's wrong. It's not only maintenance. It's much more than maintenance. Okay. So the primary function of FM is to manage the efficient operation of buildings and to minimize operational life cycle costs, including the impact of buildings on the built environment. So one needs to know more than just maintenance. How it operates, what's life cycle, what's the demands and disadvantages or lack of things like that. Yeah. The FM industry is also responsible for ensuring that services are delivered in a way that contributes to the productivity and profitability of the building occupants, as well as improving returns for owners and investors. So when you are a facilitator, you have to look after your bosses because they are there to invest in the property, in the asset, so that they can also make money and also to give good productivity to the organization, and also to give to the workers and the people who are working inside there well looked after. So the returns on investment is also very important. So facility managers need to know about this also as well. Okay. The range of services provided includes traditional building services, such as repairs, maintenance, security, cleaning, as well as more technical services. So for a facility manager, he needs to know a lot of disciplines. So it ranges from engineering, even to services like security, to cleaning, and all these things. So they need to have knowledge how to go about that. Like cleaning, how to organize the cleaning staff into going how to do it properly, using what equipment that is necessary to run the cleaning operation efficiently in the services. Even to engage subcontractors to do the job, you still need to know. As a facility manager, you need to know how they do the job, because not all the subcontractors will be able to do all the functions unless you yourself must know what exactly they need to do, so they can give into a proper contract for the cleaners to do the job. Security the same. What kind of security system you want to incorporate? It can be go from cheap one to very expensive one. So the expensive one, you may have AI incorporation into your security system. So depend on the premises also, how much security that premises need. Let's say if you are a data center, for this data center is very high security, because information and all this for the client and all this are very important. It has to be secret, confidential, of this data center. So people cannot simply go into the premise. So your security system will be built around the kind of data center that is needed. So you need to know as a facility manager. Okay. The key strength of the FM industry is the adaptability and experience of those working in the sector. So naturally, when you go into the building, so you need to know what is the asset, the facility is all about, or to do what is it. So we cannot say, let's say for instance, hospitals, they have different needs. Then hotels also different needs. Office building has different needs. Even or residential also different needs. So one has to know, need to be adaptable to the needs of each of the different types of assets you are managing, you know. So if you are experiencing in one, let's say for instance, you are experiencing in hospital, you know, your hospital experience may not be applicable when you go to hotels. So hotel has different needs, you know. So that sort of thing, we have to be adaptable, you see. So to the environment that you are looking after the building or the asset, you see. Okay. No universal approach to managing facilities that will fit all organizations or situations. Yes, exactly. That's what I said. You see. So managing a hospital is different from managing a hotel, you know, like that, or shopping complex, things like that. Or even the road system, let's say, North-South Expressway. All these are different. So you have to be adaptable. So if your experience is more in that environment, you'll be better. But even switching from, say, hotels to hospital, you have to have a learning phase, you know, because the needs and requirements are in the hospital is very different from those in the hotel. You know? Okay. Have some definitions. So I bring you the main one. The main one is the IFMA. That is the International Facilities Management Association. So this organization is formed in America. They are the key people who determines facility management in the industry. So they are the leader. They're the leader in facility management. So a lot of people will follow them. Of course, different countries also got their style. They adapt their style to their country. So even Malaysia, the same thing. So we may be partly following this also, but then we also adapt to our environment because our environment is different from America. So, but they define this way. Facility management is a profession that encompasses multidiscipline to ensure functionality of the built environment by integrating people, place, process, and technology. So they are more mechanistic, profit-driven, and end result-oriented, and not so humane. And then you have the British one. So this is the British one. So the British Institute of Facility Management defines it. Facility management is the integration of process within an organization to maintain and develop the aggregate services to support and improve the effectiveness of the primary activities. Their approach is more human focused and sensitive to human emotions to achieve productivity and efficiency. Both are slightly different in the definition. The approach also slightly different. Okay. So in the American system, they have defined 11 core competencies that one needs to acquire for themselves to be good in how to manage a facility. Okay. So these are the 11 core competencies by IFMA. So human factors and resources, management, leadership and strategy, operations and maintenance, which is one of the key things. It has to be there. Then you must understand about real estate and property management because to understand that, because you need to have value to your asset, to your building, you know. So you need to understand something about real estate and property management because what you do in maintenance affects real estate values and property values. You know, you see, you lack of maintenance, definitely your value of the building will go down. You will not be able to market your products, especially if you are renting out your property to tenants. As I say, in a shopping complex, you know, all the tenants are you have to look after them so that they will be able to perform their businesses inside the shopping complex. So that is all part and parcel of facility management. You know, in the hospital it's different. Patient care is very important. So in the hospital, the patient care, the name of the hospital, the reputation of the hospital, it depends on patient care. So if the hospital have a more issues, natural people will not want to go to the particular hospitals. So if a hospital is good and able to provide good facilities and good services to the patients, naturally most people will go there. Even more expensive does not matter because they know they provide good services, good treatment, things like that. People go there, you see. So it has a very important. So the understanding of real estate and property management relates to the value that you can provide for the particular asset building, like that. Okay. The other one, okay, is project management. When you are operating the premises in the building, naturally there will be a time that comes you have to replace old equipment, obsolete equipment, or you have a business expansion, you got to expand your building. How you go about expanding and all these things comes into play. That comes under the ambit of project management. Okay. So you need to know something about project management. What is the process of project management? Because project management has a beginning and an end. So management of a project is different from facility management. You see, because facility is continuous. There's no end to facility management. But project management has a beginning and an end. You know? So you need to know what is involved in project management. You see? What are the players are involved in project management? So when you're involved, you may not be a project manager, but you're a facility manager working together with the project manager of the new asset or things like that, or new system that you incorporated into the buildings or asset. And okay, then you have finance and business. As I said, your bosses are looking at returns on investment. Okay? So you need to know something about finances, how the finances operate. You have to operate in the profit environment, and rates of return on investment, ROI. So you have always to not only you have to operate and run the facility. You are not going to be there to make losses. You have to make profit. Profit is the one that generates the income for the asset and the business. So it will be continuous. So you need to understand what it means by return on investment, finances, and all these things. Okay, and then quality, the quality of services that you provided inside the facility, assets and things like that. And so people look at what I say. Let's say if you're looking after well, you have value to the property. So again, as I said just now, illustrated with the hospital one. Now you provide good quality of assets and treatment. You will naturally have people coming again and again to that particular hospital, like that. And of course, communications within and without. And then within means within your organization, things that can be run efficiently. You have a good communication system. So people are really related to each other. The information that's passed over that are communicated well. When you talk about communications, doesn't mean you have more phone systems or handphone or things like that. It doesn't mean that. It's the quality of communication that you pass to each party concerned. That is the quality of the communication we are talking about. You have to communicate correctly to the party concerned. So it's vice versa from down to up to down, and to outside people, how you communicate well. That also add value. If you have good communication system, again, it will add value to the facility. Okay, emergency and business continuity. This is something like, for instance, you have a fire in the building. What you're going to do about it is, if in the event you have a fire or flood, nowadays you talk a lot of flood, and then not only that, now another thing, COVID-19 is an emergency. You know, what is the effect on your business, your organization? Like say, for instance, like hotel business is seriously affected by COVID-19 now. You see, what have you catered for in the event of such a thing happening? You see, you need to think you got to survive, and you got to have business continuity with your asset, things like that. You see? So you have to prepare for that kind of thing. So you are prepared, you're well able to meet up to the challenges that is faced by an emergency. You see? So that is part and parcel come into play with facility management. One needs to know, you see. Yeah, okay, then we come to environmental stewardship and sustainability. This one is much more recent, because we're talking about climate change and environmental sustainability, not to damage what you do to not damage to the environment, things like that. So what does your organization do to enhance the environment, things like that? Don't give additional burden onto the environment, and your organization must be able to sustain that kind of situation that you face. Then of course, technology, you have to keep all the time, keep pace with new technology that's always coming up. It's continuous. For technology does not end. It keep on coming and coming. So you have to be upkeep to your technology, like for instance, the CMMS, computer maintenance management system, that you need to know how to manage your maintenance people well, in a more efficient way and in a more competitive way. You see, like that. You see. So these are the 11 competencies that IFMS has identified, which I incorporated into the course. I will talk on each of them during the course of our facility management. So once you understand it, of course you need not be a expertise in every one of them, but I'm sure you want to be a facility manager, you want to be good in as many as possible the items that I identify here. You see, so have an understanding helicopter view, and also become expert in some of the aspects of these competencies that you will need to acquire as a good facility manager. Okay, so there is also strategic planning. Okay, so strategic planning is a process that can lead to better, more proactive delivery of services from a facility management organization to stakeholders. You need to, when you run an organization, you have to some sort of planning, in facility management. Not simply run. I mean, you have something that you organize it well, so that when you implement the facility management side, you will be able to run it in a more efficient and methodical way. Time taken to carry out assessment will be well spent, as it helps to avoid mistakes, delays, disappointments, and customer dissatisfaction. So that's why you need a bit of time to plan out these things. That's why you need to run through the process and looking at it. Not one party, actually is a group of people. The organization from top to bottom also needs to sit down and think about it when you do planning. Okay, it can allow facility plan implementations to run quickly and smooth. Once you implement it, then things will run much more better and smoothly. Okay, to do this, FM needs to compile to two things: formulate a strategic facility plan, make a master plan for the facilities. This one will be sit down with all the key people in the organization to do the planning. Okay. The three important things of the strategic facility plan is the core values or changing values of the organization, and how facilities must reflect values. Okay. And then the compiling of an in-depth analysis of the facility, including location, capability, and condition, and finally, a fundamental understanding of how the organization flow might make for the ramping up or down in regards to facility. So you have to know the pros and cons within the organization, the capability, the people who are looking after the organization, the operating, the equipment, things like that. All you need to know as to do in-depth analysis of the situation before you go and do your facility planning, before you implement the strategic role. Because for each type of organization, they have their own special needs, like that, or like a hospital, like a hotel, like shopping complex. They're all different. They are not the same. Okay. So if a manager can confirm each and every one of the dispatch with the appropriate departments and find a way to support the organization ambitions while carrying out effective day-to-day practices, then they will be able will be acting as true strategic support system. The blend of current and future allows for all parties involved to grapple with changes as they come in the most effective manner possible. Okay, that's for strategic facility planning. Okay, so technology in FM, in the current moment, of course, there are different technology, but the most one that apply to facility management is CMMS. So CMMS is what I mean by CMMS. CMMS stands for computerized maintenance management system. It's almost a must in today's world because running property, running sets, facilities, from hotels to hospitals to factories to shopping complex to even roads, railway line, you need something that helps you to run it efficiently. So without computerized maintenance management system incorporated into an organization, it is almost impossible. I can tell you, it's impossible for you to run it efficiently. To how to look after your facilities, So you need to incorporate CMS into your organization. You have so much facilities inside, so much assets that are inside your property, your organization. Okay, so it is a software package that maintains a computer database of information about an organization's maintenance operations, such as work orders, asset register, etc. All the things that you need to do as maintenance and operation, things like that, are incorporated into this CMS, and also your the inventories for spare parts, replacement things. How you organize your outsourced subcontractors to come and maintain your building, because not all of this done by yourself. Able to do it with enormously expensive if you do it yourself, so you might have to sub it out. So in the packages, it helps you also to monitor, to control even outsiders that are involved inside the looking after the property, the asset itself. So objective of the CMS to be able to monitor performance of equipment assets on a regular basis. Okay, and then allow documentation, inspection, and PPM to be standardized, which helps decrease variation and therefore improves quality control. PPM means planned preventive maintenance. Okay, and then to enable an efficient response system to customers' requests and or complaints through a paperless protocol system. Nowadays, systems are so efficient. You don't need even to write paper to inform the maintenance people to certain tasks in the particular facility. Like that. So everything is computer responsive. The usage of IT assets and things to help you to manage your organization in terms of things. So because you use this, your response time to any problem complaints can be almost immediate. The people, the technicians, the technical people will be able to respond to complaints to the customers' complaints almost immediately, so you can address issues much more faster and quicker. Yeah. So to implement an efficient way to monitor the KPIs of technicians attending to work orders from both customer requests and PPM. So your workforce has to be monitored. So this system allows you to do that. Okay. Type of maintenance. Majorly, there are the corrective or breakdown, and this is ad hoc. Ad hoc breakdown, and then once you break down, you go to 10 to this is called corrective or breakdown maintenance. Then you have the planned preventive maintenance. This is regular. This is periodical, so that you maintain your system continuously, so that it will not break down frequently. Like for instance, your car, your vehicle, you will be sending to the workshop every, say, 10,000 kilometers, or every 3 months, something like that. You send to the workshop to maintain your car. So the same system, the same way that you look after your mechanical equipment inside the property, like say, for instance, lift or escalators. Those are the things that need monthly maintenance. This comes under the planned preventive maintenance. So you attend to problems, small things first, before otherwise you will accentuate into the bigger problem. You don't attend to it, let it run to break down. And then that is not good maintenance. That is not good management. You allow things to happen like that. So the predictive maintenance is also an extension of planned preventive maintenance, except that we use instruments to test certain equipment. Let's say pump systems. You use a thermograph to check whether the equipment has overheated. So it shows overheated location signs that you know that particular pump is going to break down soon, even before the preventive maintenance PPM comes. So your predictive maintenance will be able to see that this equipment needs immediate attention. Sometimes they work together. PPM and PDM works together. You can do it at the same time to help you out in the maintenance of the asset or equipment. Yeah, reliability-centered maintenance. This is more of what we do is a more higher level, like say aircraft engineering. So normally we have a set time to replacement of certain parts in the equipment, like plane aircraft, certain parts of engine. Whether it's functioning well or not well, you still replace it, even in good working condition. That's part of the whole reality, so that you will be sure that no parts will be not functioning well, because you know the lifetime of the spare part will eventually go. But this system means you replace it irrespective of whether it's good or not. Then to the total productive maintenance, more towards the factory environment, where it involves top management to bottom management, where they all involved in helping out in the maintenance system. Even bottom to tell top, you see something needs to be done, then they all come together and work on it. These are the types of maintenance. Most of what to cover for buildings are mostly in the top three, the corrective or breakdown maintenance, right, and PPM and PDM. So that's it for this briefing for me. Okay, go back to Diana. Unshare. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Thank you, Arfan, for the sharing, and we hope to everyone here you all learned something just now. So to everyone, if you have any question, please type your question in comment. And as for the rest of you, if you don't have any question, just type #IK Academy. Before we proceed with the question and to give some time for everyone to write their question, if there is any, I would like to highlight our upcoming trainings that you might be interested in as shown in the screen. Please scan the barcode shown and click on the link shared in the comment section to get more details. Okay, so let's continue with the questions. Probably I will read out the question that we have earlier from Eventbrite. Okay, so the first question, this one is from an engineer. Can you, Arfan, can briefly advise on about aircon maintenance management?
Aircon maintenance usually also follow through the PPM, things like that, you know. Preventive maintenance, they do that so that you can maintain your parts, like filters and like that. All this stuff need to be maintained, greasing, oiling, you know, things like that. And so those are the very regular under PPM now, you know. Even as I said, from the PPM, from the predictive maintenance, predictive maintenance, sometimes you go around check whether the pump, not the pumps, motors, they are running, the issue, the condensers and things like that. Check, you can go around checking under predictive maintenance. So these are the things that you generally do. So for the very special part, then you need the engineer, aircon engineer. You will need an aircon engineer or aircon specialist technicians. They are more expert than you. From there, of course, you know, general maintenance, you do the PPM, you do the predictive maintenance, you know. But when you have special failures, then you really need to call in the specialist, the specialist for the aircon system, like that. So they will be the one who will attend the more detailed breakdown, because we cannot predict everything that we're able to do under the organization. That's where you to source out your sourcing maintenance people that you within the organization. You have to sign certain contract with your outsourced maintenance company outside. So for the general one, you do your PPM, you do your predictive maintenance in the organization by your own technicians. And then if they identify the problems, then special problems, then you call in the outsourced maintenance company to help you out in dealing the problems. Like that.
Okay. Okay, so I hope I often answer your question. The next one is this one. The question is there any facility management standard?
No, there's no facility management so-called standards. They are more general, because anybody can become a facility management provided they have the experience and the qualification, like engineering. You have engineering qualification, you know, you are more attuned to do facility management. But that doesn't mean there are no courses. There are courses in facility management in universities and also diploma one. You can go and then they teach you a more general sense of facility management. So, but the engineer will get a better advantage because they know the system better. But as I said, facility management is just not about the maintenance of the machines and things like that. Also looking after the property. So property people also can be involved in facility management and things like that. So they would use engineers to help them out and things like that. And vice versa, like that. So there is no such standards. But for engineers themselves, they have they have their own institution to cover them, like that.
Yeah, because facility is quite a wide area, right?
Yes, wide area. Yeah.
So there's no specific standard on facility management itself.
No, there's none.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is there any acts or bodies that is related to facilities? Just now is standard. This one is act and also body.
There's no act in our country related
no
to what the facility management. But the act for engineers, Engineers Act, Architects Act, Surveyor Act, things like that.
They just have to follow all these others acts other than facility now.
Because the engineers is covered under the Engineers Act, they have a responsibility towards the product they sign for. Let's say for structural engineer, they sign for the safety and the integrity of the structure. They will sign for that one. Like that. Architects will sign for their own partner. Things like that. So that one covered under the Engineers Act. Facility, because still what, as I said, is very wide. It is very wide, so we cannot cover everything.
Right.
Yeah.
So many, if I say they wanted to go for aircon, they just go for, like civil, something like that.
You have to be an engineer. For aircon, you have to be an engineer. You're signing the aircon systems. Building the aircon system. Then if you're a contractor, then there's not so much, but a consultant, yes. The consultant who submit the aircon systems to the authority for approval, things like that, they have to sign. to
Yeah,
sign
to
that
sign.
the system is okay lah, no, for operation in the particular facility or building lah.
Mhm.
They are the one who do that, you know.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for the explanation. Let me check what now we have. Okay. This one. If a building is 20 years old and there is no facilities maintenance management before, so what is your advice in how to start to do the facility maintenance management to an old building? Yeah.
That is a big problem that you will.
It's a big problem. I mean, like, what are your advice? I mean, to start everything, because it's an old building of 20 years, right?
No proper maintenance, things like that.
Yeah.
You got to
I mean,
start,
what are the first thing that most important to look for based on your
there are so
experience?
many things to look for.
So how to start? Probably you can give
your
some
building
briefly
will
idea.
become diluted, your system, your electrical system, your plumbing system probably will be running into iteration. See? So the electrical system, wiring system naturally had to be replaced. So this is a big thing that you have to do. So the first thing first, you have to engage a proper facility manager and some technician to look into the first thing first, to see how good and bad your system is in that particular property. See? Then after that, you identify, then you see what's the next step to how to rectify those problems. See?
Yeah.
Need any repair or improvement, things like that, things like that. To bring it up to date, see, sometimes, those are huge problems. If your old building, if you done no maintenance in that, yeah.
The one that asking question is actually an assistant engineer. So I think, yeah. So I think he need to do something. I mean, about this so
you throw him a job like that, I think the guy will face a huge problem. What can we do next? I'm faced with this problem right in front of his eyes. What's the first step to do?
Find
the first step is to go and identify the issues and the problems in the building first. What are the problems in the building? You see? So the first thing is the first thing is the best thing. Look at the electrical system first. Running properly or not. Then the plumbing system working or not. You see? Then the architecture side. Doors, windows, floors, everything have to look and see any structural defects or not. Naturally, this kind of thing got, in a thing you got to check all these things. Then only then you get the next thing decide what to do, how to do about it. Before you incorporate any system that I suggest to you, don't do that. Do this first, this exercise first, and check all these things first, and then how to engage. Then from there, then you better organize. This is the situation. Once you have to know the situation in your building first before you do the next step. Do anything. So that's our thing.
Check on the problem first,
check on the problem, the issues in the problem first. You know the issue and the problem in the building first before you do the next step. You don't go hater scatter here and there, waiting for it to happen. You give you more problems. You do like that. Sit there and wait. Don't know why.
It's a big problem. A lot of things to do, right?
A lot of things like electrical system. Sure to have some failure, I tell you.
Yeah, true.
Then plumbing, the same thing, leaking here, leaking there. This get blocked, that get blocked, clogged here, everywhere. The plumbing system not working well. Things like that. You got to check the sewage system, sanitary can get blocked, or broken, or things like that.
True.
look like that sort of thing. Then walls, the painting peeling out, blistering, cracks here, crack there. So that's why you must know your issue first. Go and check all these things one by one. Go and check, and then you put it in the list. These are my problem. What to do next?
True. Okay. So we have the. I hope Alfan answer your question just now and give you some idea how to start the facilities maintenance management. Okay. So we have the next question. This one from Mr. Alex Neo. What about the local FM association? I mean, on the role and function.
The local one, they have the one more for what knowledge sake, more information, guiding on things, but they don't have the role of like institution or engineers or board engineers controlling the the facility manager to do how they do the job. They don't have no controlling one. They just
controlling.
they are the one who more for learning, imparting knowledge and things and associating with people in the industry and things like that. That's more their role, information, things like that. I think that's the main thing. Because they are also quite new. The organization, so they run on the basis also of IFM International as identified for you. They go on that, and then they will work with some universities going what kind of courses to be offered for this facility management, because there are courses in facility management as a degree course. They are in Malaysia, so they are the ones. So they come from there also, from the university side. So they form the association from the university side. The industry one, I don't know. Like that. Of course, there are people who join that, from the committee, things like that. But they are not regulators. They just
Not regulators.
not regulators.
Yeah.
They are formed there to give more information, connectivity, things like that. More on that role.
Okay. Actually, Mr. Alex also have another question. How does FM address sustainability in the facility?
Oh yes, they can. As I said to you just now, environmental sustainability. Knowledge, you have the knowledge, how to sustain. Let's say, for instance, if your facility are doing treatment of some chemical, like factories, sometimes you cannot simply throw all sorts of scheduled waste into the drain. You contaminate them. So your knowledge how to go and address those contaminants in your factory generated. So you have some knowledge
Knowledge.
knowledge to that. Okay.
Okay, so I hope our fun answer your question just now, Mr. Alex. So is there any other question? Let me check. So I guess we don't have any question from the floor. So we have come to the end of our session today. So probably, Irfan, do you have any last advice or messages that you want to tell our audience today?
I hope you attend my course. Get more knowledge.
Get more knowledge, yeah, because knowledge is king, right? In everything.
Yeah, I can't tell you everything today. You have to attend the course, then you know.
Okay. So thank you, Irfan, for your sharing
Yes.
today. I believe all of us here have gained some knowledge. So if you are interested to learn more from Irfan, we have scheduled a session of 2 days training on facilities management, strategic approach to facilities management on 21st and 22nd of April 2022. Please fill up the form via link that IK crew shared in comments to get more details about this training, and we might have some special discount if you are really interested to join his training. So thanks again, Irfan, and to all of you here, please leave some comment in Facebook, in LinkedIn, in YouTube, and a thank you note to our guest speaker today. At least we know that we share something beneficial to you. And also don't forget to type #IK Academy. Please like and follow our page in Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And also join our FB community page, iClub by IK, to get latest news for our upcoming IK Live webinar series and also other content sharing. Do check our page for more details. Last but not least, please check your email for thank you email via Eventbrite to get the link and barcode to retrieve your e-certificate, and don't forget to claim it within 3 days. Well, I hope I can see you again. Thanks from me, Diana from IK Academy, and stay safe, everyone. Before you leave, please watch this video from all of us from IK Academy. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Irfan. Thank you.
Hi everyone.
Hey everyone.
Hi everybody. Hi guys.
Stay strong.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Stay safe everyone.
Stay together.
Stay hydrated.
Stay positive. くれぐれもお体をお大事に。